Okay, I took a couple minutes to collect my thoughts from my last update, and there's no doubt that I do feel a little lonely. I'm not gonna try to deny that. But it's not even boredom either because I have a lot of hobbies. I have like there's lots of things for me to do. I want to do all of them. I have them all here on my desk. I like to do music, and I don't have motivation for that. And then I like to draw. I have my sketchbook here. I have no motivation to draw. I like to take pictures and photography. Here's my little SD card. I have no motivation to go out and take pictures. I gotta wrap Christmas presents, and I have no motivation to wrap anything. So, I don't know. I need to work on trying to fix that, but I'm trying to think like I can't just start doing it. I mean, as hard as I try, I mean, I can go and, open up my sketchbook and start drawing, and it's only like I can last 2 minutes before it's just like so just straining. It's just bringing me down that I can't finish a picture. I can't finish a sketch or anything because it only lasts like as long as I force myself to let it last. That burst of motivation or whatever. And it sucks. Omegle's gone. I can't go on Omegle to talk to people, and it just sucks. I can't go on social media either. My ex-girlfriend is kind of just like she keeps an eye on all of that. I and I'm still like affected, or I still care about what she thinks of me, which is unhealthy. And I mean, I do a lot of unhealthy things, and uh I can't post what I want. I can't, do what I want because she always has something to say about it. Like I want to block her, but at the same time she's nice to me, and she helps me when I need to do stuff. But um it's just like it's too overbearing, and I can't tell her either. If I tell her, like some things you say or just get to me sometimes, she'll just be like, "Oh, you're sensitive." So what can I do? I mean, she helps me in some ways, but when I have something to say and I actually get like offended or affected in a way, like I'm not allowed to be. It's lame. But hopefully she kind of just chills out and finds her own sort of thing, and like all I don't know. Hopefully no one finds these videos because it just sounds like really depressing. But I mean, if someone does find these videos, I hope you can relate to them in some way, knowing that, like hella people are probably going through this, probably. So you don't gotta worry that much. Um, I might make something to eat. I didn't eat anything today yet. Probably won't. And there's no point in really setting a goal bedtime anymore because every time I try to go to sleep, it just doesn't work. So maybe I can aim for something unrealistically late. So if I do go to sleep at 7 a.m., it would be an accomplishment. My goal bedtime tomorrow is 9 a.m. because when I go to bed at 7 a.m., in theory, it should feel better. I don't know. I feel like there's just like something wrong with me, maybe, in terms of like my social algorithm. When I talk to people and stuff, I like have to intentionally try to be like sociable or like come up with responses that would be appropriate for conversation, like not what I actually want to say. Because if I say what I want to say, I'm like all kinds of things could happen. So I have to kind of just like not say anything, or just like I have to keep up with this facade for each person. It's just stressful. And then on top of that, I'm dead broke. I was more up when I was a middle schooler. And I can't get a job because I don't have a car. Both of my parents use their cars to go to work. And I can't, it's just like if I went to work, I'm working on other things. It's just I don't know. There's just so many ways to get out of it when I think about it. Like, oh, just find a way to work at a job that's on the way to your parents' work or something, and that does make sense. But it doesn't make sense in my mind because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm supposed to do, if that makes sense. Like, I have ambition to do something. Like, I have a whole plan in my head, and I've been following that plan until everything started going downhill. I'm not just gonna switch up my plan and pick up a job at who knows where that I'm not passionate about, because I used to be passionate about a lot of things. And I already hear like people trying to lecture me saying, oh, you got to do this and this and this. It just, why would I listen to what you have to say? And like, people can there's two ways to try to like convince someone, in my opinion, like of doing something that they want. I mean, there's the good cop, bad cop type of thing. Like, if I were to be pinned to a chair, strapped down, and yelled at saying, get your life together, get a job, and then it's just like being drilled into my head, that's not going to really make me want to get a job or anything. That's not going to wake me up or anything. I've been yelled at enough. And forcefully just putting this in my brain over and over again, it's not gonna work. If anything, it's just gonna make me more discouraged. I'm gonna try to rebel against that, because what the fuck, why is it I don't like that way of being lectured. And then there's the other way of trying to be convinced, like, listen, getting a job would be better for you. It would give you something to do. You'd see people out in real life, you'd be able to make connections with people. But the reason why I worked so hard in school, to get out of school, I hated school. I wanted to get out of school where I'd be there for 8 hours and then get home and have no motivation. I feel like that's going to be the same thing for me with work. I'm going to go to work, I'm going to work for 8 hours, and I'm going to get home and I have no motivation to do anything. I'm going to play video games, which is pretty much what I did during school, and I didn't like it. And I worked really hard to get out of that so I could do college virtually early. And I had this whole plan. I'm going to have so much time. That's a whole 8 hours more in my day. And I'm not even awake during the day. And I had all these different things to, set my time for. And it's not working out how I wanted it to. And I don't know if it's really not the fact that I don't want to do these things. I want to do these things really badly. It's the fact that if I do them, it's just impossible. I can't do them. If I do them, it makes me feel worse than when I'm not doing them. And when I'm not doing them, I feel bad. It's so confusing. It is so confusing. It is hard to explain. And any detail that I leave out, if I'm telling like a therapist or something, any detail will lead them to believe something that is just completely irrelevant. It has nothing to do with, like, if I leave out a detail saying that, like, oh, I've been working on my clothing brand for all my hours and I don't really have time for doing stuff with an actual job, or that's just an example. Like, they'd try to come up with another solution that just doesn't even pertain to me in any way. At least I think. That was kind of a bad analogy, but I don't know. Like, there was I don't know, people who miss out the context or aren't me, like, in my brain. Like, if you're not in my brain, you can't offer me a solution. I feel like that's why I don't really believe in some sorts of therapy, because if you aren't me, you can't come up with a solution, because you don't know all the little things that I'm not telling you. And even if I did tell you, I wouldn't be able to put it into words for you to actually grasp the concept accurately. There's just so many different parts that make me do something a certain way or make me have no motivation. There's no one simple solution. I can't just pick up a hobby or make a friend or something like that. It has to be something just catastrophic that hits me to get me out of this, because it's happened before, and I've gotten out of this before by something catastrophic, and I'm just waiting for that to happen pretty much. And it might be something that's just detrimental to my life, like a reality check, like a slap in the face by life, not someone else telling me or drilling something into my head, but it's an actual situational just occurrence that completely just slaps me in the face and says, wake the fuck up. You need to get yourself together. And it's not someone, and it's just completely up to my environment telling me that, maybe that's when I'll wake up. Or it might be something positive, something amazing might happen in my life, and it'll restore everything that I've ever, all the motivation and ambition that I've pretty much paused. So I don't know. But it's going to happen eventually, and I'm excited because then I might get my sense of humor back, and then I might, start doing all the hobbies that I want to do and become just a genuinely more interesting person, because right now I feel like a husk. Like just a mindless talking person who just has no, just self-deprecation. But I miss hanging out with people, or like having friends, sort of. Like I want to hang out with them and stuff. And they're the type of people that are like, no, bro, just text me whenever, because I'm too uncomfortable to text you. Like, I always want to hang out, but I don't want to text you. I don't want to bother you. I don't want to make it feel like, I'm going out of my way and annoying you or anything. And then I text them because, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because I feel that way too. I text them and they don't respond. Like, why are you telling me that? Just say you don't want to hang out or whatever. Say you don't want to do anything like that. Or you're busy or whatever, just give me an explanation. It's so much worse when you're just left in like the unknown, like you don't know like what you did, if you said something wrong or you did something wrong, or you're just lame. But it's better to get an actual response rather than someone just leaving you without knowledge of why they don't want to do something. I mean, and I only got like 2 friends pretty much in this area. And it sucks because it's so hard to make friends in this area, especially if you're whatever you want to call it, like alternative. I don't know why people call it alternative. I just say like having an individual mindset, an individual style. My area is just so like conformity type, just everybody has to be the same. And it drives me nuts because I can't go out or anything and people be staring at me. I can wear like the most normal outfit ever. I could wear a pair of blue jeans and a black t-shirt and I'll be called emo all day. I don't even listen to emo music and stuff. I mean, like, no hate to any emos, but I'm just not emo. I just have long hair. I just can't do anything in this area. People are too, like, culturally set in on, like, one specific, you gotta dress like this. You gotta make these friends. You gotta talk like this. You gotta drive this. You gotta do school like this. You need to get a job like this. And it's just not my area. I feel like it just doesn't work out for me. And I don't know if that's to blame. I don't know what to blame. So that's why I'm just blaming myself. It's something in my head. And eventually something will trigger. And that will be what pops in my head and turns me back to normal, because I'm waiting for it. It's just weird. I can't tell anybody this. I can't talk to anyone like this. I have so much to say too. That's why when I do talk to anyone, it just all just flows out. It flows and flows and flows and flows, and it sounds like I'm just like all about me type of person because I have so much to say about myself. But it's because I don't talk about myself to anyone. So when I do, for like the very rare chances, I just let it all flood out. And then people get like weirded out. It's like either oversharing. They're like, oh, that's just oversharing. That's weird. Or like, I'm just talking too much. That's weird. I don't talk a lot normally. It's just, I've been sitting here for 14 minutes rambling. I haven't even scratched the surface of what I have to say. There's just way too much. And I'd never be able to say it all because it's all been building up for too long. And if I say, someone might disagree or someone might be, triggered or mad about what I say, or, it's just something that I have to worry about now, especially when posting online. And I don't know, it's just, I feel I could have posted these videos privately, but I chose to post them publicly because maybe there is that one person who feels that exact same way and they just stumble across it, who knows. And at the same time, I want to kind of just be able to say what I want and and feel comfortable that there is potentially an audience who listens to what I'm saying, because it makes me feel better, even if it's just an illusion, even if there's one viewer, which is the reality. It makes me feel better, even though that viewer is myself. Watching myself talk about them, like, why did I say that? But yeah, no, I'm gonna thank you to myself for watching through this video, because I'm gonna watch it afterwards after I upload it. And thanks for listening, because you're a real one. You're real.